Anytime meat suit's brought up is just questionable. Welcome to week 7 of the Tailgate. I'm Michelle Margaux, and that is Ralph Vacchiano. And coming up on today's show, we hear from former Jets Danny Woodhead and Matt Slauson on why Adam Gase's success as an offensive coordinator has not translated to success as a head coach. And of course, it is our first induction into Tailgate Hall of Fame. But first, SNY gave away a Bart Scott signed football. In order to enter to win, you had to retweet. And Ralph, you retweeted it. You do know that you can't win, right?
Well, I know now that I can't win. I didn't know before. But look, with all this crap I have behind me, I only have 2 things that are autographed. I've got this ball, which was autographed by the Caldwell, New Jersey Little League World Series softball team that overcame my bad coaching to go 0-2. And I have an autographed copy of Eli Manning, The Making of a Quarterback, which is autographed not by Eli Manning, but by the author, which is sadly me. So I need that football.
All right. Well, can you just ask Bart to sign it yourself?
Have you ever met Bart?
We start with the opening coin toss, and Ralph, we have our very first win.
Yes.
It only took us 6 weeks.
Unbelievable. I honestly didn't think we were going to get here. Actually, I had to look up what victory meant. It's been so long. And hopefully we get a little win streak on Thursday night as well. Something exciting to talk about.
I know. A win is a win, but it was not all sunshine and rainbows. Daniel Jones threw a pick late in the game that almost cost them the game. Do Giants fans want this team to tank, or is there hope for this terrible division?
You know, it's interesting. I put up a Twitter poll this week about that, and a surprising number of fans want them to win, not lose to tank or, to get Dave Gettleman fired, which is still a really weird obsession with Giants fans. But I was surprised by that and pleased, because of course they should want them to win. There's been so much losing lately. You want progress. You want this going in the right direction. Somebody once said, just win, baby.
Well, a few weeks ago, we were discussing the Jets head coaching situation. How bad does this have to get before the Jets make a move?
Well, you'd think that it's pretty bad now, and you hope that there's not much worse or lower of a rock bottom that they could get to. But I honestly think that they might keep Adam Gase for the rest of this season, because a coaching change at this stage doesn't do any good for them. And, really, it's bad as it is. So, give him a chance to see if he can turn something around. And if he doesn't, so what? You end up with the number 1 overall pick. But it's not like a coaching change is going to salvage the season. I think, Jets fans want blood at the moment, but I think they're going to have to wait a few months to get it.
Going back to Philly this week, what are your thoughts? What are your emotions there?
I'll probably wear a helmet too, because my in-laws are already buying batteries.
Well, that was Philly native Joe Judge, and Ralph, he seems a little concerned about his in-laws.
Yeah, I don't know how concerned he actually is, because he did tell them all that they have to wear blue when they go down to Philadelphia, which is a little like putting on a meat suit before you jump into a Shark Tank. He told them that you're not going to show up and root against my kids' Christmas. So he's putting them in some kind of danger there.
I love that quote from him. But the
That's
Giants
fantastic.
rivalry game is in Philly on Thursday, and they are allowing a limited number of fans in Philly, and those fans are already fighting in the stands. And the Jets also have a rivalry game hosting the Bills, whose fans have perfected the art of throwing each other and themselves through tables. Ralph, which fan base do you think is more unbearable?
Well, I used to work up in Buffalo, so those are kind of my people. And to be honest, they're really more of a danger to themselves. That's not quite the case in Philadelphia. A few years ago, we went down there for an Eagles game, and some angry Eagles fans actually destroyed an SNY van. And I was trying to look up a picture of that, so I Googled Eagles fans destroy, and I came up with thousands of pages of random violence by Eagle fans. Those people are the true danger to this world.
Well, I don't know. The Bills lost me with the guy who covers himself in ketchup and mustard. It's a little weird.
That's disturbing. They might be a little more disturbing.
We high step in the friend zone and welcome in hosts of the podcast out of nowhere, former Jets, Danny Woodhead and Matt Slauson. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Very good, Michelle. Appreciate you having us on. We're excited.
We're excited to have you guys on. Okay, so first and foremost, how did this podcast come about and what is behind the name?
Basically, I came from out of nowhere, a small town, Nebraska, small town kid, played at a Division II school, didn't get drafted, yada, yada, yada. And then Slaw's kind of the same thing. He kind of came out of nowhere. We weren't expected to make it anywhere. And so what we wanted to do is kind of tell our stories, but then let other people tell their stories. And then sometimes the conversation is out of nowhere too. So
it's such a great idea, and you guys have done a terrific job with it. It's a really great listen. Everybody should download the podcast and listen to it. You're also the perfect guys to talk to about New York football, since you both have some experience here. And Matt, you actually know Adam Gase. He was your offensive coordinator in Chicago, and you said on the podcast that you're a fan of his. Why do you think he hasn't been a success as a head coach yet?
As you look at the track record of him as a coordinator, I mean, tremendous success everywhere he goes. For whatever reason, just sometimes when those guys get in the head chair, it just gets to be a little bit much.
You guys have talked about the Jets' struggles on your podcast, and Danny, we'll start with you. Why do you think that they have not been able to get it together?
For some reason, it's not matching up. There's so many different things that it could be. Could it be accountability from the top down? It could be that. But
it could
what
be Greg Williams being terrible. Sorry. Just had to throw it out there.
It could be that.
The offensive line needs to get fixed, and the defense is just atrocious.
Let's switch gears for a second to the other team in town. Danny, you once tore your ACL, which is exactly what happened with Saquon Barkley. Mm-hmm. What are the challenges that lie ahead for him? How tough is the rehab he's facing?
I mean, it sucks. Like, no one ever wants to have a season-ending injury. Like, for the New York Giants fans, I don't want to say it's not that big of a deal, but he's going to be fine. The dude works hard. So he's going to be okay.
We'll have more with Danny and Matt in just a bit, but first...
The Tailgate presents our first induction into the Tailgate Hall of Fame.
Tailgate Hall of Fame.
Today, we salute you, Mr. Brought a Football to the Tailgate Guy.
He brought a football.
With your 2 sizes too big jersey. And the coordination of someone who looks like they're throwing with the wrong arm.
Heads up.
Your commitment to getting someone to go long is second to none. But without you, we wouldn't all be reminded of why you stopped playing football in the 8th grade.
Should've stuck with chess club.
With throws that end up crashing into your neighboring tailgate's barbecue buffet table.
There go the ribs.
So grab a pigskin and join us as we welcome you to the Tailgate Hall of Fame. Mr. Brought a Football to the Tailgate Guy.
The game already started, we should go inside.
All right, so this show is called The Tailgate. What is something that you both deem essential for the perfect tailgate?
Go ahead, Danny. Oh,
I'll take the food because I'm guessing you'll take the beverage. I like hot wings. Any sort of hot wings. I mean, we could go down the list and we could talk about, hey, throw on burgers, throw on, hot wings, whatever it may look like. As long as it's really good, unhealthy food, then it's essential. You have to have it.
No plant-based burgers.
No. I mean, that's precious and fun. and it's, that's the time. It's 2020. We definitely are into the plant-based burgers, but not at the tailgate.
No. You need brats and Busch Light. That's all you need.
You describe yourselves as 2 small-town guys who made it to the NFL. What does it take to make an NFL player? What's the secret to success, to getting to the league and sticking to the league?
You have to have the talent. I mean, everyone understands that, but you also got to be put in the right situation or just get an opportunity. Like my last year, even in New York, I wanted to show my value and I wanted to make them look like a fool if they cut me. Like that was my whole goal, was you're going to look stupid if you cut me. And that's kind of the mindset I tried to take into everything, because if you do that, then you're putting everything into it and hopefully you don't get cut. And if you do, then you try to make them look dumb.
I love that answer. Thank you guys so much. We will let you go. And once again, you can find Danny and Matt on the Out of Nowhere podcast. Thanks for your time.
Hey, thanks for having
us. Thanks, guys.
I'm in the pocket. I'm in the pocket.
Time now for In the Pocket, where we put money in your pocket. And Ralph, humble brag, I did win my lock of the week, and you, my friend, did not. So are you going to make some changes this week or what?
I am. I was actually feeling a lot of shame. I was going to actually put this bag over my head for this segment, but instead I just fired my entire research staff changed my entire system, and now I'm ready to start a win streak.
The Giants are 4-point underdogs in Philly on Thursday night. Who you got?
Well, the Giants are red hot. 1 in a row. They actually almost covered, didn't, but that's my problem to deal with. And they head into Philadelphia to play an Eagles team that is just battered with injuries. No Zach Ertz, no Miles Sanders. I'm telling you, these Giants have been in every game this year except for one. I think they're going to win again, and I definitely think they're going to cover.
All right, what about the Jets? They're 13-point underdogs at home against the Buffalo Bills.
Same amount of confidence here. You could make that spread 150, and I would pick against the Jets. They're just an absolute disaster right now. The Bills are really good. They did lose to the Kansas City Chiefs, but their defense is formidable. Josh Allen has weapons to deal with. The Jets pretty much have nothing, so I have no problem seeing them getting blown out again.
All right, Ralph, it is time for you to step it up, or your research team to step it up, whichever one you want to put the credibility in the hands of. What's your lock of the week?
There's a lot of people that don't want to be in my research team right now, but we are all in on the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers was an absolute disaster last week. When Aaron Rodgers has a game like that, he is going to come out on fire. Covering a 3.5-point spread to me is easy for him. That is absolutely my lock of the week. Guaranteed to win.
Ralph's Lock of the Week.
Well, my lock of the week, since I am undefeated at 1-0, no big deal. I'm going with the Patriots, who are favored 2.5 points against the 49ers at home. Cam Newton's in his second game back from being on the restricted list because of COVID, and so I don't think he'll be as rusty. Plus, the Patriots have not lost 3 games in a row since 2002. That was 18 years ago. So that's why I'm choosing the Patriots.
Michelle's Lock of the Week.
It's nice that you're being humble about this, by the way, with your big, long winning streak, but I'm betting your lock this week, so don't let me down.
All right, I'm flattered. Thank you. All right, well, that'll do it for this week's episode of The Tailgate. Once again, thank you so much to Danny Woodhead and Matt Slauson. You can find them on the Out of Nowhere podcast. For Ralph Vacchiano, I'm Michelle Margaux, and we'll see you next week.